football at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of 7. And it'll set them back for 2nd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
I'm going, boys!
He's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
Yes!
He takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick 6 TD. What a moment for him, a pick 6 in the Super Bowl. You think about some of the big pick 6s over the history of this huge game. I remember because I was watching with a lot of Colts fans, Tracy Porter picking Peyton Manning to get the Saints' first title.
Yeah, that one pretty much sealed the deal for New Orleans as well, but I got to go back.
7-0, you dog shit.
Don't wiggle the baby, Cisco.
You dog water.
Considerably older. Herb Adderley, the Green Bay Packers, got it all started. The first pick 6, Super Bowl II against the Oakland Raiders, and some of the better ones that were out there. You might remember Dwight Smith and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 2 in one game when they won their Super Bowl championship against Rich Gannon in Oakland. You mentioned Tracy Porter already. How about James Harrison and the Steelers? You remember that one? 100 yards right before the half ended. That was a big-time play. But for me, the absolute classic, Willie Brown in slow motion against the Vikings for the Raiders. The grand old man, Willie Brown, 75 yards.
You recall him all. What a play here. Another pick 6 in the Super Bowl.
That's a post, nigga. Damn it.
You have to do it after.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he will be blocked out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive and looking to erase his memory bank from his opening drive a moment ago that ended in a pick 6 for the first points of the ball game.
And in my experience, a lot of quarterbacks, after throwing a pick 6, the first thing they want to do is fire another one and get those points back immediately. But what really helps you get back in sync is a good, long, methodical drive, mixing the run and the pass, tamp things down a little bit. Well, we just saw something you don't ordinarily see, and that's him trying to deep ball after throwing a pick 6 on his previous pass. Normally, they give him something safe to get his confidence back. Instead, they let him fire it downfield, albeit unsuccessfully.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That's right, gang. It's still first quarter, right? It's still first quarter, right, gang? Right, gang?
To throw, it's Mahomes. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Well, they moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to get them out to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
And this ball is going to be touchdown just shy of midfield. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. 1 play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. 41 yards rushing for him now in the opening quarter of the Super Bowl. Welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
Where are you going? You got lucky right there, man.
Throwing is Hurts. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts Hurts taking it in from 4 yards
Hey,
out. And the Eagles will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Early on, they had all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early, give you the first
Probably
score,
the fan, right?
and then your offense piggybacks on
Imagine
top
if
of
they
that
do
and
that.
gets their
Fan
own.
probably did that
And
to
any
me.
coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation prior to the game, they'll say you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
It's only first quarter.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
What happened, Gabe? I mean, I don't care. You always beat me, right? I had to come back.
When they see that happen, it just doesn't
So what am I
feel
gonna do?
right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
I'm about to smack you, nigga.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard.
Yeah.
They'll look to throw here. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And it's
Leo, you catch
intercepted.
the ball.
Picked up by Steven Nelson.
Lionel.
And the Eagles will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Lionel, you catch the ball after I threw it.
Gee, not water.
And he was running, and then I tackled him. He was running.
Well, to me, it's pretty
Let's
simple,
catch it,
and it's
bro.
fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
They go play action with Hurts. Rolling to his right. That'll be caught. Rager with it. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
You thought the Chiefs were going to win the Super Bowl?
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. He'll get 10 there on his own, and it'll be 2nd down.
Ask any pass rusher, and they'll tell you any quarterback who lines up every time and goes straight back in the pocket, that's who they want. But when they have to deal with a Jalen Hurts who may come at them from any angle and can get outside of the pocket and run, that's a nightmare for anybody who has to rush the quarter.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what
Flag
this
on
is
you, nigga.
about.
Flag on defense. I'm off the ball with
That was you. Outside.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Hurts. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It was Melvin Ingram that time who shot in to bring him down. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, Sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
On second and goal. Hurts. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Touchdown. Miles Sanders. A 15-yard touchdown ground. And the Eagles are feeling good as they extend their lead in the Super Bowl.
Bro. You're not speaking.
See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him in the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest.
So I'm gonna go. So yeah. You go over here. But.
Work your way inside.
You're gonna have to keep my
Who
ball
gets
up
lost
there.
sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And again, it's no good.
If it's not the remote, I'm still gonna tackle
Boomer's
shit.
coming out as he's missed his second extra point here in the first half.
Dog booty. Dog booty bad.
Now he's
I don't
back
hear
out
no
there to
excuse
boom
now,
this
nigga.
one away, maybe with some frustration
Look
after
at
the
that,
PAT miss. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Shut up,
To
nigga.
take
Get on the
over
scoreboard.
Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's
I'm gonna climb
completed
your
3
shit, nigga.
passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio.
Got him.
And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio should ever be in any discussion.
What's your
Another
nine?
negative play in an early down
What's my nine?
situation. This one to start the drive.
What's
You're putting
my-
a lot of pressure on your
what's my name?
quarterback to bail you out when you're in second and long
LeBron,
yardage.
John.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up
Yo!
and then some on second and 13. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and
Why didn't I catch it,
incomplete.
bro?
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the
Dog
ball,
shit.
not the man when in coverage.
Dog
That'll
shit,
keep
bro.
you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
On third down, here's Edwards-Helaire. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the
You
last
lost
attempt,
50 yards.
here they get him behind the line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
Well, I think it's back to the drawing board, or should I say in today's game, the Surface tablet after this drive.
Put your
3
shit
plays,
back,
they
nigga.
go backwards. They look like
I'll
they've gotten
put-
something
keep
going
that
right
in.
there, but they'll have to punt the football away to end this one.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. It'll be just an 18-yard punt. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. And a big reason why they've been so successful. This defense hasn't been able to contain him when he gets outside of it.
It's not. Where's my stick? No, bro. There you go. Oh, look one trying to stick on it. Yeah, boy. I'm just clapping her shit in football. Won't play me after this?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
You want a rematch?
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And down inside the 15 he goes.
Dog shit, bro.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver.
Why you mad, boy?
I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
What the
Throwing
fuck? I
there,
didn't
but
do
this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. He'll buy some time right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts, his second touchdown this Super Bowl. And the Eagles are starting to open things up here in the Super Bowl.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get...
And they fake it. They pitch to the tight end.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for two, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they will be backed up deep. Trouble here as they're going to start this drive at the 6.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. So the halftime show in the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Sliding out of the pocket. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to it, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And down he'll go at the 25.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Rolling to his right. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. We knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
When you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage. They can often throw it over your head.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Flush to his right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
Here's Hurts to throw. And that is incomplete. Nice job by Juan Thornhill there to get a hand in and break up the play.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
It was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays can pop it up in the air and still travel.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And the Eagles will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, he went on the move there and started rolling out. I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly, intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast.
And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Chris Jones able to drop it for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. Well, just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line. And these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot, and they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center of the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
Yeah, as we break it down on next-gen stats, that entire play wound up taking just 2.4 seconds beginning to end. So they were on him in a hurry. They'll look to throw. And that one incomplete. They tried to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down. But to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on position.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that will extend this big lead.
Mom said you were still up.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. KC's offense ready to take over. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back,
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brandon Graham applying the heat off the edge. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Eluding the pressure right. It's complete to Robinson. And for the moment, this will be a first down. But we have a marker on the field. Let's see if this stands. Wait a second, that's got to be a mistake. They declined it.
That doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, it doesn't at all because you want that penalty, all right? They just picked up a first down, right? You want the penalty.
I am so confused right now. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
From the 44, Mahomes. And my goodness, another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
They'll go again with Sanders. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. And the Lombardi Trophy will rest in the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture.